All right, let's go over the homework from yesterday, which was the questions for properties of matter notes. And there should have been, let's see, 7 questions that you had to do. So we go through these. The first question was, is every sample of matter a substance? Explain your answer. Well, remember in the notes we talked about a substance has to be the same throughout. So no, not everything, not every sample of matter is a substance. There is going to be some mixtures that are not. We are not a substance because we're not the same throughout all the way through. We change all over the place, all over our body. So we're not a substance. We are made up of substances, things that are pure, right? But we're not as our entirety, we are not a substance. Right? So it's got to be the same throughout for that one. So that was number 1. Number 2, how is mass different from weight? Well, remember that mass is the amount of matter in the object. Weight is the pull of gravity pulling down on that. All right, I weigh currently right now, my weight, pull of gravity is pulling down on me. I weigh 240 pounds sitting here. If I went outside and got on a spaceship, flew up to the moon, and weighed myself up there, I would weigh 40 pounds. Now, did I change at all between here and there? No, I still am made up of the same amount of matter. All right, but why do I weigh less? Well, because there's less gravitational pull on the moon. The moon actually has 1/6 of the gravitational pull of the Earth. So if I weigh 240 here on the moon, I would weigh 40, but I would look exactly the same, right? That's why you see people that are like when on the moon, they're like bouncing way up in the air because the gravitational pull is so much less, right? So that's what the difference between mass and weight is. Number 3. Which of the following are physical changes? Well, the first one we got making caramel from sugar. I don't know about you, but I love caramel. You can make your own caramel at home. All you got to do is take sugar and you just got to heat it up really slowly. And you can change that molecule, put it together a little differently, and it makes caramel out of it. Now, after you make caramel, can you make it back into sugar easily? No, you can't. So it's not a physical change. You can't get it back easily. So you've actually altered that molecule a little bit, and it's something a little bit different now, but it's actually just made from sugar. Second one, letter B, carving a wooden figure. Well, if I carve a wooden figure, is it still made out of wood? Yes, it's still made out of the same substance. All I did was change the shape of it. That's it. So yes, that is a physical change. Letter C, freezing mercury. So if I take liquid mercury, freeze it. Well, what is mercury? If you ever seen a thermometer that has like a silver substance on the inside, that is mercury. And it's actually a liquid metal at room temperature. But if we lower the temperature that far enough, which is way, way down, we can actually take mercury and make it into a solid. Still mercury, so it's a physical change. We warm it back up, it's going to become a liquid again. Letter D, dissolving salt in water. Now this one might seem a little weird because it seems like I can't get that salt back out of that water. Yes, you can. All you have to do is allow the water to evaporate or heat up the water, get it to boil and leave, and you'll get all the salt right back. Right? It's still right there. You didn't change it in any way, so that is actually a physical change. I can get it back. Question number 4. How is volume different from mass and weight? Well, remember, mass, amount of matter, weight, pull of gravity, volume, how much space that object takes up. In the notes, we talked about the idea of a ton of bricks and a ton of feathers. And a ton of feathers is going to have a bigger volume. It's going to take up a big, humongous pile. A ton of bricks, just a little bitty pile, that's a ton of bricks. They have a smaller volume. It's how much space that object takes up. Question number 5, which type of property causes a substance to change into something new? Something new, that is a chemical property. It's changed into something new. We talked about rust in the notes. Number 6, which type of property does not cause the substance to change into something new? That one's a physical property. Physical properties don't change it into something new. I take ice, melt it, turn it into water. It's liquid water now. All I got to do is cool it back down. I can change it right back into ice again. I haven't changed it into anything new. It's all water. Ice is water. Liquid water is water. Water vapor is water. They're all water. Right. Last set of questions. Number 7. Identify the following situations would indicate a chemical change or not. The first one, letter A, explosion of TNT. TNT is dynamite. When it does that, it gives off lots and lots and lots of energy. So that means it was a chemical change because it gave off lots of energy. And also that TNT is now something different. So that is a chemical change. Second one, ice melts to water. Nope, that's not a chemical change, just physical. So that is not. It's still water when I melt it. C, the exhaust of a car stinks. You ever had a car in front of you? All of a sudden the guy takes it out like, whew, man, his exhaust really stinks. It stinks because it gave off a gas. All right, and that gas is what you're smelling in your nose. Well, if it gave off a gas, that's an indication of a chemical change. So that is a chemical change because it gave off a gas. It changed the substance into something new. Letter D, I added some chlorine to my pool, and now I have white particles that settled on the bottom of the pool. Oh, I got new particles that settle. Because I got new particles that settle, that means a precipitate was formed. It's not going to dissolve in my pool anymore. That indicates a chemical change occurred inside my pool, and now hopefully I can get those white particles out of there, and then my pool will stay clean. Letter E, when I check the chlorine in my pool water, the test changes color when I added another chemical to a sample of pool water if there is chlorine present. So I got a color change. If I got a color change, that's an indication of a chemical change. So in testing that by dropping the water, the drops in there, it causes color change. That is a chemical change of the sample water so that I can find out how much chlorine there is in my pool so that I can keep it clean. Letter F, when I combine baking soda and vinegar, the substance bubbles like crazy. If it's bubbling like crazy, what's it giving off? A gas. Because it gives off a gas, that's a chemical change. And the very last one, I'm boiling water to make mac and cheese. If I'm boiling water, am I changing it into something new? Nope, it's still water vapor. So that is actually a physical. That is not a chemical change. So no, that's not a chemical change. All right, well, that concludes this set of homework. So on to the next assignment. We'll see you next time.